Up everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm bringing you another trade recap. I'm not home. I had to rush out. I didn't get to make it like once I was done trading, but I'm gonna break down the trade I took today, what I did right, what I did wrong, and I think today has a valuable lesson in it. Now, if y'all can hear the outside noise, I do apologize. I'm outside right now, but try to get this done. I'm on campus right quick, but yeah. So coming into the day, I think my bias was bullish. Once we got the 5-minute change in state, like mainly my whole thing was I wanted to see a continuation to the upside coming into the day. So from there, as I can see, I had all these levels marked out. So from there, I zoomed in, I was waiting. I saw the news candle ended up respecting the higher time from the 4-hour gap, I believe it was. Yeah, we respected the 4-hour gap. We also respected the daily opening gap very nicely. So from there, I was really zoomed in. On my chart, not zooming in. From there, I was zoomed in. Really just waiting for some type of confirmation from price. Now, as y'all can see on the 15-minute, honestly, this morning was not the best. Very choppy. We did get a decent expansion, but not the best price action today. So from here, really, I was just waiting. I wanted to see if we were going to respect this change in the state or not and get the expansion. Now, right here, once we did get this expansion right off of open, once we tapped this 5-minute, I was waiting. I did not want to enter off of this because we had resting equal lows beneath us. I wanted to see these be swept. And that was honestly perfect because we did end up sweeping them, tapping into the lower 5-minute imbalance that did lie right within equilibrium of this entire range. As y'all can see, we just wicked it perfectly. So from there, I zoomed in, recognized that we got this inversion 3-minute, and this was my first entry. We had an SMT at this low, inversion, or did I take a short? Okay, I took the inversion 1 minute. I'm sorry. I took this inversion 1 minute. We got to change in the state with it. This was my first entry right here. Now, what did I do wrong with this trade? This should have been a winner. This should have been a trade that I held, and I turned a winner into a break even. So I ended up going break even once we tapped the 2-minute. It was a 2-minute resting above us, and I went break even once we tapped right above that where the 1 minute aligned at. Now, with this trade, what did I do wrong here? I shouldn't have won break even this early. Now, I do like to go break even when we do tap opposing liquidity, fair value gaps, and stuff like that. However, with this trade, my break even point, my trade would have been invalidated at my break even. Now, we did have an SMT at the highs, which kind of also caused me to go break even. But in hindsight, my break even point really was not a bad draw or like a bad place for price to react from. And I probably should have, if anything, I should have just adjusted my stop to this candle low. I shouldn't, like, my initial stop was at this low. So this was my initial trade right here. My fill was like right here. Initial stop it was like right beneath CE, so like right down here. And I'm targeting all this buy side up here. I want to see all this get taken. Now, as y'all can see, I got stopped at break even very fast, and price ended up reversing right in my direction. Now, going forward, I need to really be smart with where I go break even at and how I mitigate my risk on positions, because this should not have been a break even trade. I shouldn't have done it. Price still was very valid. My trade was not invalidated by the point where my break even was at. So that's something that I have to work on. Definitely my fault. That was the first trade I took, though. That was my first lesson from that. You know, we respected the 5-minute change in the state. And then, yeah, so that was that first trade I took. And then after I did get break even and I realized price was still going in my direction, I ended up taking a second entry that ended up becoming a loss. Once we got above, I think it was 3, yeah. Once we inversed the 3-minute here, I ended up going back long. And this was another break even. I went long. Break even was right here. Wanted to see a continuation through these highs. And as I can see, got break even. Now, from this point, I'm at 2 break evens. No real profit on the day, no loss on the day. So I'm like, damn, macro's opening up though. I wanted to wait and see what price is going to give me. And this is where my first and final trade, or my first loss and final trade came from. I took 3 trades today, and this was the last trade. So the last trade I ended up taking came once we inversed both of these higher time frame gaps, actually. We inversed that 2-minute, and then we closed through the 1 minute, and then we got the change in the state. This was my short entry right here, because I want to say there was another confluence behind this. Hold on, let me find it. There was an SMT at the highs, and we closed through the 30-second, I believe. That's what it was. There was an SMT at this draw and liquidity level right here. We had an SMT, 30-second change in state. This is what it was. I entered once we closed through this 30-second gap right here. I went short. targeting this unfilled 3-minute that rested at this draw on liquidity right here. There was an unfilled 3-minute imbalance. I really only wanted this right here. I wasn't going to try to hold this position any longer. I mainly wanted this unfilled 3-minute. So I enter short right here with my stop at this candle high, targeting that unfilled 3-minute for a basically 2R. Very happy with this trade, honestly, as well. I think that this was not a bad trade. Main thing with today was just my decision making. I think that if I would have never went break even on that first trade, I would have avoided this loss and avoided even the second break even. So definitely my fault. Definitely a place where I have to improve on and something I just need to do better with. I'm not really mad at this trade. We had an SMT at the hourly high. This is what it was right here, basically. There was an SMT at this high. We had the inversion on the 1 minute, then we inversed the 30-second with the change in the state. I'm not mad at that at all. I apologize if y'all hear the extra noise, just people yelling and stuff, but I'm gonna try to edit that out. But yeah, this was the last trade I took today. I know I'm lying. I took a long after this. I did take a long that resulted in like a very small win, and I'll tell y'all why. This could have been a much better win, but once we got back above that 30-second, I did actually try a long after the stream ended. So those are 3 trades I took on stream, and then I took this one off stream. However, I got stopped like basically at break even as well. So I took the inversion. Stop was like right beneath this 30-second imbalance, targeting the same exact highs, but I really wanted to see a continuation really all the way to the upside. And this is, as y'all can see, I also feel like with this trade, I kind of was too attached to the money in a way, because I ended up taking my profits. Once we got this 1 minute change in the state right here, I ended up closing my full position. Or no, I'm lying, actually, I didn't. I closed it like down here, and the reason I did close, my stop was right beneath this imbalance right here, and as y'all can see, this still wouldn't have invalidated my position. I think I need to really work on understanding where to go break even and understanding the right spots to do so at, because if my break even is still in a bullish imbalance and I'm in a long, there's no reason I should go break even right there. And that is the 2 mistakes I made today, because I turned this very great winner. My entry was like down here, and I basically was break even, like very small profit. So I'm still down on that day. But basically a winner that should have been, because we still ended up holding this imbalance, into a loser. Price did end up running to all my price targets, as y'all can see now. Also with today, the reason I was kind of like not as mad about this, or I'm not as mad about it, is just because of the fact that usually when price is in an expansionary mode like this, we won't retrace the second fair value yet. We'll usually respect the first one, which is what we did, but usually the wicks will not dig that deep. Which is like, I'm not entirely mad at that. I think that I still made the right decision by just protecting myself, but I just need to work on this going forward, I'll say. Definitely something I need to work on, just understanding when to and when not to go break even, the right spots and the right places to mitigate my stop loss at. But that was the overall lesson from today. I'm pretty happy with it. At first I was pretty upset, just frustrated with myself. I felt like I made a lot of wrong decisions, but I think that this is overall a very good day to grow from, a very good day to learn from. Overall, just with everything in general, I think I was able to learn a lot just about everything. So also, I'm on 2 new accounts. I opened up 2 Trader5 Straight to Funded 150K accounts, and I'm gonna document all that with y'all, the whole process to getting a payout and all of that. So right now, both the accounts are in drawdown off my loss today, but you know, we still got time. We still are going to be able to recover, and I'm not really going to let this day affect me. So, that being said, I'm going to catch you on the next one. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out.